So I just wanted to do a quick video on just kind of where we're at with truth and lies in today's environment. Because man, it is sideways compared to what it was years ago, and I think you guys all know it. Things are really fucked up. When there's alternative facts. There's no such thing as an alternative fact. I'm sure you've heard that. That's just an untruth or a lie. So I don't know how you have any debate or serious conversation with anybody about anything when you can just make shit up. I mean, how's that supposed to work? And it's caused so many problems with family and friends and personal relationships when you have no starting point to start from with any conversation or any debate, anything you're trying to figure out. Where do you go? Because I think most people, if they're being intellectually honest, if you start with facts and you work through a solution to almost any problem, most people will agree on the solution. Because most of life's problems are really common sense problems that get clouded through just lies and bullshit, primarily caused from money. And it's been really, really bad about the last 10 years. And, the media has gotten progressively worse. You have to fact check everything. I don't know where we go from here, but as I look forward, man, I just think that the legacy media is on the way out. And even these cable news shows, this stuff is clearly entertainment. They're not covering the real issues. It's all, clickbait on TV, basically, whatever the story is. And by and large, the media companies are in bed with the politicians. They're basically avoiding the real issue. I mean, how often do you hear them talk about universal health care? How often do you hear them talk about the money in politics? How corrupt it is? Really doesn't come up much, because their advertisers for these media companies are the same advertisers that are the donors for the politicians. So, I don't know where we go from here. I know this. People are getting fed up, man, and they're getting fed up fast. When people start getting homeless, they don't have enough food to make ends meet, money to make ends meet, enough food to eat. There's not, the list goes on and on of what the struggle is. And, life used to be simpler. When I was a kid, nobody had much of anything. But you could make ends meet. I don't ever remember any threat of ever being homeless, because housing was affordable. It was a basic need. And that was kind of the American dream. The American dream, by the way, was never to be a millionaire or billionaire. What is that? I don't know where that came from. That was for somebody that won the sweepstakes, the old day lottery or something like that. It didn't used to be that way. The American dream was to own a home, the white picket fence. And now that's pretty much unattainable for people under 30. I mean, or even older. It's gotten completely out of balance. And that's due to a few people having all the money. So again, if you notice, that's my theme, and I'm just kind of beating a dead horse, because that horse is very much alive. And I can beat it all I want, but boy, that's going to be a hard son bitch to take down, because it's basically got us all by the balls. And so where we go from here, though, back to that, I think these media companies are slowly but surely dying. People are pissed off to the point where they're tuning out. They're looking for alternate sources of information. And if people can just slow down enough to look at real information, look at both sides. Don't just listen to one source. Go to all of them. Just be intellectually honest. Give everything a chance, and then sort it out in your mind. Use some critical thinking. Do some fact checking, and you'll get to the bottom of it. And I think by and large we'll all end up with the same solutions to the same problems. But you gotta do one thing. You gotta politically unbias yourself. You gotta erase the D or the R, and you gotta look at it objectively, not from a preconceived notion of being right or wrong. You gotta put your ego aside and just look at the goddamn facts and let all the other stuff wash away. And if you're wrong on something, you're wrong on something. We're all wrong on shit all the time. I'm wrong on things all the time. But I try to at least admit it when I am. And, it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes you got to swallow your pride, whatever it takes. But we are such in dire straits right now, man. It's going to take, people are going to have to change their overall attitude and start looking at things objectively. So, I believe it or not, I still have a positive outlook if we can get over this next election cycle and survive through this without having a dictator or however this thing pans out. But I think things have to, unfortunately, things have to get really bad for them to get better. And God willing, we'll get some freaking laws in there that keeps this from ever happening again.